Hello. So I just want to start with first saying that I'm not motivational speaker and I'm not trying to be one in any way. I'm just here to share my experience, right? As someone who has battled a lot of emotional challenges and hurdles, and as someone who survived a lot of addictions, I think I've earned myself the privilege of talking about these specific topics that I'm going to address, right? Or maybe a topic or a subject, right? I'm trying to tell you that wherever station you are in, let me say, if maybe you're feeling sad, you feel like you're addicted and cannot get out of that particular situation you are in, you feel like you're stuck, you feel like a loser, you're depressed, and you don't know how to get back to normal. This is what I want to tell you, that everything that exists here in this world was once an imagination. There's a time that it did not exist at all, and until someone thought it possible to achieve it, it was an impossibilities, right? And this applies to every area and every walk of life that we see, right? For everything, even the greatest teachers, the greatest philosophies, the greatest wherever they are, they must have first thought that it was possible for them to be or to become that particular thing. Then they became, right? So I'm going to borrow principles from these fields of life, from two fields of life, from the world view of life and then from the Christianity view of life. From the Bible, it says, ask anything, does them, and if you believe, then you shall receive it, right? Then in the world, we say there's quantum jumping. In the quantum jumping, they say that if you think and imagine something clearly, then it's easy for you to what? To shrink time and get whatever goal or achievement you want out of it. So in clearly, what I want to say is, in whatever state you are in, you'll never get out of that state as long as you think, you keep on thinking of that particular state, right? You have to change the way you think. You have to change your thought process. I'll tell you one thing. The biggest roadblock that you have is yourself. That's it. The biggest challenge that you ever face will be yourself. So the moment if the moment you start convincing yourself and you're successful in convincing yourself that whatever you want is possible, then you have already started you have already taken the biggest step that you ever need to achieve whatever you want, right? So the moment you convince yourself that whatever you want to achieve is possible, that that you can stop being addicted to a particular thing, wherever it is, then trust me, you've already started on the right path. The next thing you have to do is to give yourself very strong reasons why. You have to give yourself very strong whys. Why do you want to achieve this? Why do you want to change the status quo? Why? If the whys are very strong, then you don't even need a motivation. You're going to achieve whatever particular thing or goal you want in life. Okay. So if you're feeling sad or depressed, sit down and ask yourself, uh, think of what you want to achieve. What state do you want to achieve at this? Do you want to achieve a state of calmness? Do you want to achieve a state of happiness? What kind of state do you want to achieve? Then imagine yourself in that state. Look at the things that are causing you to be depressed or sad. Look at it. What can I change? What can I not change? Right. Let me say, for example, I'm depressed because I've been heartbroken. Someone left me. Right. So I'll sit down and think, how much time have I invested in this particular station? How much things have I invested in this particular relationship? What am I going to do that will change the circumstances the way they are? I first have to look at the results. Is it possible that we can amend this relationship? No. Is it not possible? If it's possible, what can I do to change it, to bring it back? If it's not, how can I move forward from here? Right? You just have to be very frank with yourself and see things clearly, and then have a clear goal. Look at it, the clear goal. What do you want at the end of it? Right? So let me say, if I see like the person is gone, entirely gone, so do I want to be sad, depressed, and die because the person is gone? Is that really something that is favorable for me? Right? So you have to choose yourself first. Choose the circumstances that are going to favor you, yourself, and your mental health, right? So think clearly. What do you want? Or if you want to get revenge, how can I get revenge on this person? Think it clearly. Then have a clear goal. Think of it. So let's say you've eventually gotten over this person. The time and every other thing doesn't matter. You've gotten this person that who loves you back, like you love them back. You meet this ex of yours one day in the road, and you have everything that you wanted to have in life. And now you can look at him like you can make him jealous. I don't know, whichever state you want to assume it, think it through. Then give yourself very strong reasons as to why you want to achieve it. Why do I want to be happy? Why do I want to achieve a certain state of thing, wherever? Then I think it will be easy for you to start working from point A to point Z, which is your goal, right? So imagine every great person that I've heard must have thought it possible in their head first, whatever they have achieved to be manifested in reality. Okay. So for example, let's look at it for a child. This, if you observe children walking, the first thing is they do is they observe you walking, they observe every step, they observe how you stand, they observe how you take your step and all that. Then they try to take a step. At first they try with fear, right? They fall. Right after they fall, they try again and again. As they keep on trying, they gain more confidence, and then later on they walk effortlessly, because now in their mind they know, they have convinced themselves that it is possible, that they can do it too. So the same applies with you. If you say you feel you're addicted to, let's say, alcohol, you first have to think of yourself as not addicted. I remember, or you can think of the times way before you started taking alcohol. How was it? Was it possible for you? Was it normal? Right? So assume it as your normal state right now, right? You without the alcohol, what will you do? What will you spend that time doing if you're not drinking? How do you walk? How will you talk to people? How will you walk around? What you do? So assume it, assume that state, and start doing things like you're already in that state. I mean, that's what faith um, implies, right? So if you say, God heal me, you have to walk and start walking like you've been healed, right? So that's what quantum jamming says. What I can say from those particular points is that you have to have a very clear goal of what you want to achieve. Really lay down every single detail of that particular thing you have to achieve, right? If you want to be free from addiction, if you want to be free from depression and sadness, if you want to achieve, maybe become a millionaire, you have to think like a millionaire. What if I was a millionaire right now? What house will I be having? What car will I be driving? What husband or wife will I be will be what husband will I have? Or wife will I have? How will my children move? How will they talk? Who will I associate with? So after you think of it clearly, give yourself very strong reasons as to why you want to achieve them, right? Very strong reasons as to why you want that particular thing will make sure that you don't need motivations, and you can be able to move around excuses, right? You won't stop just because you've met a hurdle, because you have strong reasons as to why you want to achieve that particular goal. Then from there, what do you do? Start living that reality. There's no shortcut. You just need to start living that reality, and then things will align to for you to that whatever thing you want to get. You'll be able to achieve it, right? So basically, that's it. I think there's nothing there's nothing possible as long as you convince yourself you are the biggest enemy for whatever you have to for whatever you want to achieve in life. So at the moment you have convinced yourself that it's possible, right? Given yourself very strong reasons as to why you want to achieve it, then started living that reality, everything else aligns. Okay. So I wish you all the best and help you in whatever situations you are in. You'll be able to convince yourself that you are going to get out of it, right? They're going to take a step. Convince yourself. Start with convincing yourself that it is possible. And trust me, watch everything else work for you. You do have a good time.